Break Podcast. Welcome, welcome, my people. Hope y'all are having a beautiful evening, a beautiful Sunday. We here. I know y'all heard about that boat, that Mexican, what was it, a Mexican Navy boat or something like that? Just hit the Brooklyn Bridge last night. That's crazy. That's crazy. So we're gonna talk about that and a couple other topics. Um, Listen, I want y'all to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, share the channel. We're gonna wait for some of y'all to come in. We're gonna wait for some of y'all to come in on this beautiful Sunday evening. Big facts. Hope y'all having a blessed Sunday. But yeah, we're gonna get right to it though. So I don't know why that boat was riding under the Brooklyn Bridge. Nobody knows why it was riding under the bridge, but two people got killed and a few people got, like 20 people got injured. So that's that's a problem. That's a problem. There needs to be, I feel like there needs to be some type of rules, some type of regulations when you have boats and things of that nature. Um, you got like even for air patrol, you understand what I'm saying? Air traffic control or whatever they call it or whatever. Like it should be the same for boats. Like boats shouldn't just be allowed to just sail through the river or whatever the case is. Like there should be some type of rules and regulations when you're doing that. Because if you have a specific route that you're going and it entitles you to go under the entitles you to go under the Brooklyn Bridge, there should be some type of guideline to say, okay, your boat is this tall or this wide or whatever the case is. So with that being the case, if there would have been some type of control, some type of guidelines or whatever the case is, then this wouldn't have happened. You feel me? So for them to, and they had like people standing on like the certain parts of the boat, like it was given like it was a certain time of the year, and or they was doing something special because I don't know why those people were standing on like certain parts of the boat. That joint was just crazy. That joint was crazy. So and then people was hanging off the boat. Well, not hanging off the boat, hanging off the boat and hanging off the bridge. So that was just wild. That was just wild. You know what I mean? So I hope people rest in peace to the people who lost their lives in that tragedy. Um, and yeah, we just got to be safe out here, man. We got to be safe. We got to be safe, yo, for real, for real, for real. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful Sunday. So yeah, I was looking at this post. I was looking at a post that Boosie put up. It's actually on the Shade Room. It's on the Shade Room. It's on Hollywood Unlocked. And Boosie is it's in regards to the Diddy case, right? Boosie says, I think Cassie and her husband masterminded this takedown of Diddy and his money. I think her husband had been trying to get her to do this for years to Diddy, but she didn't want to do it because she knew what it will come out. Then, as a couple, y'all become broke. Now the plot becomes realer by the month. I think the last straw was the Diddy and Carisha relationship, when she saw Carisha with that sign supporting her man at that awards that did it. A woman scored is a dangerous, evil MF. Right? So I kind of agree with Boosie is saying. Like 85%. I agree with him 85%. I feel like she didn't want to do this to Puff. I feel like she was just like she wanted to move on. They got married, they had kids. She had a kid with this Alex guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel she just wanted to just move on, and he was just like yo, nah, we gotta sue this cat. We gotta sue this dude. We can get some money. We can get some money. You know, um, and she gave in. I feel like she gave in, and now he's reaping like the negative impact of it by, you know, by her like giving all the in-depth information about everything that happened, and now it's becoming embarrassing with all the different things that she was doing with him and the freak offs and all of that. So I kind of agree with him, because it's like her album never dropped, she never got like no big record deal or whatever the case is. She allegedly threatened to drop a book, a tell-all book about Diddy, or she wanted, I think it was like 100 million or $30 million. It was a big number. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's just crazy, that, that this could have possibly happened, you know. And yeah, when Diddy was with Carisha, like she made sure the whole world knew that was her man. You know what I mean? And salute to her. Like, I love a woman, who lets the whole world, yo, this is my man. I support him. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever brand he has, she's supporting him. And that's what she was doing, and he was showing her love too, you know. And Boosie saying that's when the straw, what did he say? That's when the straw, what is it? I think that was the last straw. So it possibly was the last straw. It possibly was, you know. I just know that Diddy, you know what I mean, that, this whole trial is becoming a circus. Um, he's people are coming to the stand. Well, I'm not gonna say people. Dawn, she came to the stand. They're saying now that Albie Shore and Aubrey Day, I think her name was Aubrey Day, they will no longer be on the list to go to the stand. Me personally, I didn't want to hear Albie Shore's story. Like, what are you going to say, bro? Like, you going to say how much you hate Diddy and how much you feel, how much you think he killed Kim Porter, or you think he did this and that. Like, come on, bro. Save that drama for your book. You're not up here to promote your book. And I think that's what a lot of people were doing. They were coming on that stand with, hoping to promote themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Anybody who comes on that stand, your name is getting put, uh, your name is being put on Hollywood Unlocked and all of these big media platforms, and people are going to talk about you. You understand what I'm saying? So I think the judge, the prosecution, like I said the other day, they're seeing that and they're just eliminating people bit by bit, bit by bit, you know. But yeah, so with that being said, the third week is tomorrow. The third week is tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll see what type of witnesses or whatever they have. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be a witness because I want to see if the story's going to change up. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see if there's anybody gonna go on there and say how much he's a good person. Like anybody gonna say anything good about him. You know, I think that'll be good. This man has done good for people. He's supported a lot of people. He's put food on people's tables. He's done a lot of things. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, he got caught up in some mess, but me personally, I don't feel like he committed a crime. I don't feel like there was a crime that he committed, while dating Cassie, other than the domestic violence that he was giving her, whatever the case is. Then again, they was allegedly she was hitting him too, so they was both into it deep. They was into the love thing deep, you know. So yesterday, I briefly spoke about yes, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Each one, teach one till we reach one, then the job is done. You understand what I'm saying? So let's definitely spread the word about the page and we're gonna continue to grow. All right. Um so yeah, so I had a conversation with a good brother yesterday, and pretty much we was talking about how um like in the African American community, especially, I'm not gonna just say just brothers, but in the African American community, you know, you don't see too many people promoting. I don't want to say promoting other people's brands because you see that here and there, You understand what I'm saying? Moreover, there's nothing wrong with supporting someone. You know, there's nothing wrong with giving somebody a compliment. There's nothing wrong with because like I know there's a lot of people out there that probably have businesses that have brands, that anything that they're doing, and they might feel like, someone's not supporting them, or they might feel like they could get more support or whatever the case is, and yeah, that happens a lot. It happens a lot in our community. So I did some research on this, because we hear it a lot, and I don't think the proper research is done to find out why this is happening. Because I was like, there's a reason why this is happening because, you know, and we wonder why our culture, why we don't own certain things. Hey, how you doing? We wonder why we don't own. There's a black hospital, or why there's not a number of black banks. Because we can barely support each other. How we gonna support each other if we can't support each other? How we gonna have a black hospital? You know what I'm saying? How we gonna have more black banks? How we gonna have black owned schools? How are we gonna have that if we can't even support each other? If we can't, like, we have this stigma that it's like, oh, if I support this person, then they're gonna look better than me, or if I support this person, then they're gonna have more money than me. I'm not gonna be the shine. I'm not gonna be the one that everybody looking at the cookout. Like, nah, bro. Like, it's okay to support your brother. It's okay to support your sister. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we gotta stop it, man. I'm from Harlem. I'm from Harlem. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You heard? All right, so um let me let me find the let me see one second. Give me a second, y'all, because I'm looking for the file that yes, I'm looking for the file that I made yesterday where I was, did some research on it, and like I said, like, oh yeah, and before we continue, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. All right. I don't know if y'all know, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. All right. So make sure y'all, focus on your mental health. Um, Let me see. I think this is it right here. I think this might be it. Yes, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. So this is kind of deep, all right? Um, all right. Okay. So why are African Americans afraid to support their fellow brothers, sisters, or even loved ones? All right. Okay. Historical mistrust, a systematic conditioning, centuries of systemic oppression have fostered mistrust within Black communities, systems that thrived on division. Slavery, Jim Crow, redlining sometimes left lasting psychological impacts, leading leading to competition over scarce resources rather than collaboration. All right. So this is centuries of oppression, all right, that happened within the black community or whatever the case is, where people are this is not it's not like a second nature to support your brother or to support your sister. You understand what I'm saying? So this might not be a you thing, if that makes sense. Like, this just might be something that were conditioned to do or to not do, and we need to do more of it. And this is why um I had a video not too long ago where I was going at Wallow for when he was screaming at they had like he was talking at a seminar, and he was cursing at them, letting them know, like, if their business wasn't thriving or if their business wasn't professional on a certain level, that he would not support that business, and he was cursing at them. And me personally, I was like, yo, listen, it's okay to hold a business to a certain standard, but how many times do you go to Wendy's? How many times do you go to all these different white businesses and they don't hold a standard, but we still go, we still support them? You understand what I'm saying? So, and there's nothing wrong with supporting a business if they're not on a certain level. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like it's easy for us not to support a black business rather than a white business is what is my thing. Um, so yeah, slavery. So fear of scarcity. Many feel there's only room for one. All right, at the top in certain industries, especially where black success is limited or tokenized. That fear can lead to gatekeeping instead of support. So a lot of people, a lot of black people, and I know y'all see this all the time. They have this fear that there's only room for one. Like there's only, you know how they say there's only one queen in the castle, only one king in the castle. Like we have this ideology, we come up with an ideology that there's only room for one. Nah, bro, there's not. Nah, sis, there's not. There's more room. There's more than one seat available at the table. You understand what I'm saying? So, but it's like everybody wants the big chair. Everybody wants to sit at the head of the table. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is like that has been a condition. That has been a condition. There's only I want to be at the top. I want to be the honcho. I want to be the best CEO. Which leads to gatekeeping, right? Gatekeeping is like if you're at a certain position and somebody's below you and you think that person might be a competition with you, then you're going to do whatever you can to keep that person from getting to your level, which is also called, I don't want to call it blackballing, but that's a more corporate or what we're talking about right now is more of gatekeeping. Okay, keeping people, keeping one person or a certain number of individuals in one place so they don't get to where you're at to get to the level that you're on. Okay, do you know how many people out there, how many situations were gatekeeping within the music industry, within corporate, within the community itself? You understand what I'm saying? Not wanting somebody to know information, keeping the information to yourself because you don't want that person to get where you're at because you're afraid if that person gets on your level, they might outshine you. You understand what I'm saying? That's like me. If I have a podcast, right? And there might be someone I know who might be like, yo, listen, yo, they could probably, you know what I'm saying, you know, hook me up. I don't want no hookups. I'm just giving an example. They might be able to, lend a hand or, whatever the case is. But the thing is like they don't want to do that. Why? Because they want to gatekeep. They're like, yo, this dude podcast might be, it might, if I give him the plug or if I put him in position, his joint might be better than mine and then he might surpass me. So that's another form of gatekeeping when people are, have that mind frame. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Stop playing. Subscribe to the channel. We are talking real life situations. You feel me? Unhealed trauma. This is another bullet point. Unhealed trauma. Generational trauma can show up as distrust, jealousy, or even fear of being taken advantage of, especially if past attempts to help others led to betrayal. So, things like that, here we go. Generational trauma. How many times in the past have people felt, our ancestors have probably felt this way, all the way back to slavery, when you had what was it? The Underground Railroad with Harriet Tubman. There was probably a lot of people jealous of her. There was probably a lot of, jealousy going on, period. You see what I'm saying? So that is generational trauma. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that are conditioned. These are things, it's hate. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Nas saying, was it Nas? Or somebody made a song about like a if a hating mother and a hating father make a hating kid, that kid gonna be a hater too. You understand what I'm saying? So lack of exposure to cooperative models. Some people simply haven't seen what collective success can look within their immediate circles, so they don't know how to participate in it. So if you don't know how success looks within your circle, you know what I'm saying? Then yes, you're not going to want to see your people on. You're not going to want to see your people come up in the game. You feel me? Like if it's like Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Like he has successful people in his circle. So he knows what that looks like. He don't mind putting people on. He might not put everybody on, but he don't mind putting people on. You feel me? LeBron James, he puts people on. He put his childhood friend Rich Paul on. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you have to know what success looks like in your circle. You understand what I'm saying? Collective success. Now, so collective success means like to me, collective success means if you have a business and you have a partner that helps you with that business, you guys become so successful together. You understand what I'm saying? That's my definition of collective success. You feel me? I can Let me look it up right now because I could be wrong. Okay. Collective success refers to the achievement of goals or progress that benefits a group of people, not just individuals. It's about shared growth, mutual support, and rising together rather than competing against each other. Okay, so yes, that means us coming together, rising together, shared growth, mutual support. These are all the things. Okay, business collaborating instead of competing, family or friends supporting each other's dreams financially or emotionally, uplifting others when one person makes it rather than distancing from them, sharing knowledge, resources, or opportunities to help the whole group win. So this is what we need a lot more of in um, the community, in the music industry, just in business in general. You understand what I'm saying? Like we have to improve in these areas. Okay. Um, I have some more bullet points in reference to it also. Um, this is changing the narrative. Changing the narrative, right? Despite these challenges, there are countless examples of Black solidarity, especially among newer generations, entrepreneurs, artists, and organizers who are breaking the cycle. So yes, you're gonna see more. You're gonna see this cycle change. The cycle is gonna break because there is a number of there's a number of youngsters, you know what I'm saying, people from the new generation who are supporting each other, right? They're supporting each other through these different platforms, through Twitch, through these streaming networks or what have you. They're creating ways, like even with what is it called? With I think it's TikTok. Like they have this thing where you can give gifts. Like this, they're creating all different ways for you to support an artist or entrepreneur. You understand what I'm saying? And I just feel in general, like the generation coming after the generation that's on a come up, they're more likely to support each other more than we was coming up and back in the days or whatever. So I did another I had another thought. I said, why do we only show up when it hurts? All right. Like when something tragic happens. Why do we only support black businesses when something bad happens? When George Floyd, rest in peace, got killed or whatever, everybody and their mother was supporting a black business. It was like, oh, black businesses, black businesses. Like and then what happened? Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it like when George Floyd died, or that during Corona, and everybody was like, "Yo, Black Business Matters," and all these different, or like we don't do it. We only do it. So I'm going to create a challenge where I create a post and I'm going to support. I'm going to support a business or whatever the case is, and I'm going to tag like 5 businesses, and I'm going to challenge someone else to do the same post. And in the post, you have to talk about the business. You have to say why this business is successful, XYZ, or whatever the case is. And then you have to tag at least 5 Black businesses within that post. And I want to see how this is going to trend. I want to see how this is going to trend, because I don't think that we should only support Black businesses when something bad happens, like, or something tragic happens within our communities. Like, why do we gotta wait until somebody Black gets killed, or somebody Black gets something bad locked up, or beat up by the cops for us to start supporting Black businesses religiously? Like, we shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So this is real talk, man. This is real talk. We really got to start reaching each other, and really reflect on on these type of topics, right? So I have some more bullet points on it, that I want to kind of shoot through. How to normalize Black support in business, creativity, and family. Access says, yeah. So I might revisit this topic in the future. I'm gonna do some more research on it, because the conversation that I had with the good brother, it was definitely well worth it, and we have to change that narrative and make it the norm to be able to support make it the norm to be able to support a Black business, and to shed light on your good brother, or support any business. They don't got to be a Black business, it can be a white business, but just support your friend or whatever. Like, support them. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't, like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. But we gonna change the narrative. All right. I just wanted to come on, talk about a few topics. The Coffee Break Podcast. I don't have any coffee. I got my water bottle. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, show love, and I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.